Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Cardfight Vanguard video for you guys today. First up, I want to apologize. Originally, I wanted to go over Equilibra's new support and how he would fit into the deck, but Bang Pro and Cardfight area, neither were able to get the new cards in time for this recording. So unfortunately, we're not doing that today. Instead, we're going to talk about a deck that we worked on while we were streaming last night. So this is a new version of your Absolute Zero deck, or Sagitta. I tweaked it, and I think I found a really good balance of it. And this is probably my favorite Lyrical deck, right up there with Chris Rain, because I've really grown to really enjoy Chris Rain. So as always, we'll go through the deck, talk about the card choices, and then we'll jump into a game so you guys can see how the deck plays. So up first, we have our ride line. We're playing the straight Absolute Zero ride line because of the way it works. So first up, we have Absolute Zero Craw. When this unit is replaced by riding from Absolute Zero Rix, which is why we're playing that specific grade 0. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with Absolute Zero or Judgment in its card name from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. So basically, as soon as you ride grade 1, you get the chance to get another card to your hand. Good way to start getting your combo pieces. Act once per turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Absolute Zero in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, discard a card from hand, and this unit gets all of your front row rear guards, get plus 5,000 power. Solid skill. The discard's not really a big deal because of the way Sagitta works. We'll talk about that when we get to her. This deck already gets a decent amount of power, so another 5k is great. The only problem with this card in particular is that, and some of the other cards, is that a lot of them are locked behind your opponent also being at grade 3. So it can be a little bit slow going first. It doesn't really get to go off till turn 4 if that's the case. But in that case, you'll amass so much advantage once you start seeing how the other effects play together. Next, we have our grade 2 Absolute Zero Causa. When this unit is rode upon by a grade 3 card with Absolute Zero in its card name, choose a card named Absolute Zero Craw, which is the grade 1, from your soul and call that card and this card to rear guard. So you automatically get 2 rear guards just for riding grade 3. And then it has a rear guard skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Absolute Zero in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of that battle. At the end of that battle, retire this card and draw a card. This is basically a better version of Boulder X Dragon from the Varga deck. And then, of course, we have Sagitta. This thing is anti-meta as hell. Continuous Vanguard. All of your and your opponent's units get continuous Vanguard Rearguard. If it is the 4th battle of this turn or more, when this unit would attack, it cannot attack unless you discard a card from hand. So they can't do any, they can't swing and do any on-swing, so they have to discard the card first. But that does apply to you too, but she has a way to help make that not as bad. Energy Blast 4, when this unit gets power plus 10,000, drive plus 1 till end of turn. And then Auto Vanguard once per turn when your card is discarded from your hand by a card's ability. During your turn, Counterblast 1, draw a card. This deck does have some Counterblast, some sudden discard costs, so this helps, mitigate some of that. We don't use any energy cyclers on this deck because you need your energy for her. We have one way to get energy, and it's only one at a time. So we want to save our energy to make sure we can get that 10k and triple drive every turn. Obviously, Persona Ride, this is a multi-attack deck, regardless of what the grade 3 says. So we want to be able to get as much power as we can. And some of the cards don't gain power, but we still end up having to run them. For example, this card. Properly and Restlessly Judge Maiden Meritless. This is searchable by the grade 1 skill. This is probably the worst card in the deck. I really don't like this card. If there was a better option, I wouldn't even run this. But we don't want to cut out too many of the Absolute Zero Judge Maiden cards, because we will still want our effects to work together. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Absolute Zero in its card name, retire this unit, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards and retire it. That's all it does. So like I said, worst card in the deck. Love Pink Franchette. So the reason we're playing this is because of the grade 2 that comes out after this. So we don't play it for its first skill, because its first skill is related to Chris Rain. Its second skill, however, when this unit attacks, if you have 3 or more units with different card names from each other, this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. If you have 4 or more at the end of that battle, choose one of your rear guards and return it to the hand. That's the important part. Here's why. This grade 2. Peaceful Sky Judge Maiden Alha. Yeah. Auto, when this card is discarded from hand during your turn, if you have a Vanguard with absolute 0 in its card name, energy charge 1. So if you discard it for a ride, if you discard it for the grade 1's cost, it's just a really, really solid card to help you get another energy. And then you want it in the drop, because auto drop zone, when your Vanguard, when your Great 3 or greater Vanguard with absolute 0 in its card name attacks, if you do not have a unit with the same name as this card, you may call this card to rear guard. When this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with absolute 0 in its card name, this unit gets 10,000 power to the end of that battle. So basically, franchise in here to clear out that rear guard circle so you don't just end up retiring your rear guard for no reason. That way you can clear a spot to end up calling Alha out. And that's also why we use Kauza. Kauza will swing, gain 5k, then retire herself so you can draw a card, also clearing up a space so that way you can call Alha out. This is one of our main plus engines, light spinning around the Flower Garden Judge Maiden Lurina. God, what a name. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with absolute 0 in its card name, +1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with absolute 0 or Judge Maiden's card name from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. If this deck had a PG with absolute 0 Judge Maiden, it would be insane, but that would be pretty unfair. She's an easy +1, counterblast 1. The deck doesn't counterblast very much, so playing around the counterblast cost really doesn't bother you at all. And she's not grade specific at all. She's only specific to absolute 0. So anywhere in the rad line, you drop her, you can check top 5 to get a card. Her second skill, when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, this unit gets power plus 5,000 to the end of that battle. So unless your opponent calls a grade 3 early, you won't be able to use that power gain until turn 4, which sucks. Unless you want second. If you want second, then you're fine. We're playing 2 extra copies of Kauza just because it's a good rear guard. Again, it retires itself, draws your card, gains 5k on its own. Also, not grade specific. You just have to be at grade 3. We have our 3 PGs because we are playing another Elementaria. So this is where we start getting into the spicy techs. Beware overeating Eileen. You're always going to be swinging with the rear guard first because of your multi-attack. Eileen just lets you stack the top card of your deck. In a game like Vanguard, where it's all by chance what you're going to drive check, being able to manipulate it even a little bit really, really matters. Yukia, great booster, pumps up whatever you put in front of her. You can also not use her skill when you call a unit in front of her and save it for like Alha when you call it out. So Alha will be 25. It's once per turn. It's not forced. It doesn't force you to give the 5k. Just something to think about. And then after it boosts, you can Soul Blast to bounce. The deck doesn't Soul Blast at all with what we have in it right now besides Yukia, but you do call out 2 cards from your soul with the grade 2 of the Radline skill, so you do got to be careful with that. Other than that, you're fine. Even if you Soul Blast the grade 1, the grade 2 can still call itself out, so Yukia does still allow you to mess around with the early game. The last tech card I'm playing is Clear Shimmer Aura. When it boosts and hits, retire it, search your deck for an order. We're not playing a heavy order package. I probably could, but the fact of the matter is this can search you either Radiance Caliburn, because it doesn't specify Regardless Piece, or it can search me into Elementary Sanctitude if I don't have a perfect guard already. And I just thought that was really spicy, and a lot of the other absolute 0 cards just aren't good. There's one that's a soul charge, but again, the deck doesn't soul blast at all, and that was really all it did. And again, a 5,000 shield. It just, absolute 0 as a whole right now doesn't have a whole lot of good other cards. The most I maybe could have teched is more Kra, which we are playing an extra one of her because she has a good rear guard to just be able to get late, especially late in the game. As far as our trigger lineup goes, this deck does focus a lot more around the rear guard. That's why we're playing the Lyrical OT, because the earlier we get this, the more powerful the rest of our turns are, especially since we're playing a multi-attack deck. Draw triggers, we do have some discard costs and some combo pieces we want to see. Of course, 8 crit, want to win games, and heals. All right, guys, that's it for the deck. Let's take it. Let's go jump into a match, and let me show you guys what this deck actually does. All right, guys, we got a game, and we're going first, and this is actually a really good hand to go first with. So we're gonna actually send these 2 triggers back. All right, pretty good, pretty good. So what do we want to discard first here? Oh, we're up against Lukier. Huh. I think I'm gonna get rid of this grade 1. We don't need 2 of them. I feel like searching 2 orders is kind of greedy, but we do get to check top 7 for an absolute 0. And we're gonna add our Persona Red, which is awesome because we went first. I feel like Persona Rider is a stronger mechanic if you went first. Sometimes having the dead grade 3s that don't do anything until turn 4, a lot of times I'll send those back to deck. All right, so now they're riding grade 1, they get to draw a card, and now they get to just go to battle phase. Normally I would guard this, but because we have our grade 2 here, Lurina, I'm taking it. All right, now what do we discard for ride here? Because I want to keep all of this. I guess we'll discard the grade 2. And we will ride our grade 2. And then skill. We get to energy charge 1. Okay, I had to double check to make sure it wasn't when it's discarded by an ability. No, it's just when it's discarded in general. So main phase, we're going to, it doesn't matter. I was going to use Yukia to bounce back our grade 2, but it doesn't matter because I was going to call Yukia first to gain the 5k, but she can't unless my point's at grade 3, so I can call the grade 2 first. Skill, counterblast 1, check top 5. Oh, we missed. And the only reason we missed here is because you see all the triggers, right? That sucks, but it is what it is. We're going to call, and we're going to call. Phase. We're going to go 16 to Vanguard. Bam, heal trigger. Ooh, I love that. Love that, love that, love that. Skill. We're going to retire her. Search and order. We don't have a PG yet. But Radiance Caliburn is looking kind of nice. So I think we're going to add Radiance Caliburn. And then we're going to go 28 to Vanguard. So they're probably going to take that because that's a 25k guard. They got to heal anyway. Skill, we're going to Soul Blast. And bounce this to hand. Naitsu. So now they get to search top 7 to put 2 cards, to put 1 card in the soul. All right, Jovial Juggler's a really good card to put into the soul here. Our next turn is going to be pretty good. We basically have our whole setup. I don't know if I would have did that. No guard. Critical. All right. 1 and 2. Even with a trigger, that's a 1 card guard, so we are going to guard it here. We don't need to take any extra damage with this deck. We're going to get rid of 1. We don't need 2 of these. Drop and ride. Skill. Going to... How do I want to call this? We're going to call her. And then we're going to call... I guess we can call here. Now we'll go to main phase. Now we're going to draw a bunch of cards because we're going to play Radiance Caliburn to draw 2. Good top deck. Going to use the Vanguard skill. She gets 10k and an extra drive. Then we're going to call out grade 2 again. Skill. Counterblast 1. Check top 5. Oh, we whiff again? Crazy. I've never whiffed that skill that many times, even with the targets I have, but it is what it is. We do not need our point to be at grade 3. No, they do. Okay, so we can't use our grade 1. This doesn't go off, and so the only power boost we have is this one. So we're going to go to battle phase. We're going to swing. All right, they guarded with that, which is a 10k shield. That's fine. Skill, she retires and I get to draw a card. Now my Vanguard gets to swing. And then our grade 2 goes off in the drop. Show. We get to call her with plus 10k. Maybe I should have boosted that first attack. All right, so they're using this second skill from the drop, which is when you use attack, choose one of your units being attacked. It gets 5,000 power for each for the battle of each grade of that unit. So it gets 10,000 power, so it's 20, so it's 35. So 2. Okay. Triple drive. 1. I have 3 drive checks. I'm going to I'm going to draw. I'm going to say, hold on. I'm checking how many triggers I've been through. I've been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. I got 2 more drive checks. I'll chance it. Nope, I didn't get it. Mistake. That's 18k there. That's fine. They're defending like crazy. And then we're going to swing Skill of the Vanguard. We're going to drop a card. We're actually going to drop another copy. And then skill, we're going to counterblast 1, draw. And skill, we're going to energy charge 1. That's 28. So I'm assuming they're going to take that with 4 cards in hand. Yep. All right, and that is our turn. And that is a worse version of what our actual turn can be. So that column on our left should have had plus 10,000. If this is if our opponent was like grade 3, if we went second. That second column, that column would have had plus 10,000 because we would have got 5,000 from the grade 2, 5,000 from the grade 1. I could have used my grade 1 skill, which would have given my front row rear guards plus 5,000. So my first attack, the Crow, she would have had plus Kauza, I'm sorry. She would have had plus 10,000 on her because of the grade 1. And then my fourth attack from Alha would have had another plus 5,000 on it. So I could have went 28 and then another 25. So that would have been awesome. But now they rode Venus Luquier, and this deck can get 5 attacks. So I wonder if they're going to discard 2 cards to get 5 attacks. I don't even know if they're gonna go for 4 attacks with the way things are set up right now. We have a massive advantage on them, both on board and in hand. I do want to intercept with my grade 2 as soon as possible because we need to have no copies of it on the board in order to call it from the drop. And I don't want to lose out on my extra attack. We have Persona Ride, like we have everything we need right now. Even though we missed 2 searches, which is crazy. Again, I know we could run more absolute zeros and more judgments, but I've never missed 2 searches like that. I barely ever miss 1 with the amount of judgments we play. All right, he's definitely just pumping up. He's going to put a card from hand into soul and draw a card. Oh no, he's just putting out his power boosts. All right, we're fine. Because I'm at grade 3, Vanguard's gaining 10k. Because there's a Luquier in the soul, Luquier gains 5k, so 18,000, and then it's gonna have a +1 critical on it. Oh, you are pushing way too hard. So they're gonna draw a card off of Luquier's skill, and then they're gonna have to discard a card. So they're only gonna end up with 5 cards to hand to block my whole next turn. We might not be able to kill them next turn, but we'll definitely push them the turn after. You're attacking the rear? I don't understand. But why though? So now it goes in, now she calls 1 out. So this is what I was talking about. She moved 2 in, drew a card, and now they're using the order skill to move 1 in, call 1 out. And now they get to put another card into soul because of the grade 3. 28, so I can guard 28. And then that would be a 2 to pass. Easy peasy. And then if they want to attack with the last one, they have to discard 1. They might not even attack. Nope. That's why I love this deck. Because you see people do stupid shit like that. Like, that's crazy that just happened. Persona Ride. And we have everything. We have everything we could possibly ask for. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to call, and we're going to use skill. We're going to discard the other Yukio. We don't need both. And now our front row gains 5k. So this is going to get 10k on it. This is going to get 10k on it because we have 4 units with different names. Vanguard skill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 10k plus 1 drive. Yeah, battle phase. 38 to Vanguard. Massive number. Actually, this guy has another 5k on it. My bad. Because of Yukia. Alright. And then skill. Retire and draw. Swing. Show. Call. Power plus 15. So she gains 10k power when she attacks. So I'm just giving her the power now. And then she's going to gain 5k because of the grade 1. Okay, so that's OT to pass. So 3 drive checks. 1, 2, 3. No drives. I do have a lot of triggers in hand, so that's fine. Now we're going to go 35 to Vanguard. $35 to Vanguard. That's 28. Need another 10k. All right, that love to see. That just feels so nice. And now we're going to swing. Discarding that. And then we're going to show, because we're going to energy charge 1. Now look at the amount of advantage we have over them. Now skill, we're going to Soul Blast 1. We're going to bounce Franchette to hand. And then we're going to use skill. We're going to bounce Yukia to hand. Should we bounce the grade 2 to hand? Nah, I'll keep the intercept. I'll keep the intercept. The fact that we have double Franchette in hand too is crazy. But that's why Franchette's good. Because you can actually clear out your other rear guard. Like say I didn't have sorry, I keep forgetting the names. Kauza. Say I didn't have Kauza to draw the card. I could have swung with Franchette, bounced. I could have swung with both my rear guards, use Franchette to bounce the other rear guard, to then have the space to call Alha without actually, you know, having to get rid call over any of my own units. So we're just maintaining our advantage. Like they're struggling to keep up right now. They're going to draw 2 cards. They're going to draw 2 cards here. They have 1 card in hand. Even if they draw 2 cards and don't discard, they're still losing out on 1. I'm not losing out on 1. They're only going to have 5 cards to guard, and they're already at 4 damage. They tried to rush. They tried to stop me from playing, but not giving me counterblast. Like, this deck doesn't care. And then they only went for 3 attacks, so I didn't have to worry about damage last turn. Like, we're chilling. We haven't used a single PG this game. They already used their overtrigger, so we have literally nothing to worry about. So I don't know if you guys can hear my cat being a cat. So now they're going to use the order again. I wonder if they're actually going to use it this time. All right, they're energy blasting 7 to draw, which means they just turned off Lukier. But why? Oh, that's the axe skill. All right, they already used that, I guess. All right, so 46. So this will be 28, 38, 43 if I intercept. We'll just take it, see what happens. That's fine. 51. We'll take it. Let's see what happens here. So they're using that order skill. Grade 2's going in. They're putting 2 rear guards in, gonna draw a card. And now the order skill. They put the grade 1 in. Call the grade 2 out. Okay. So they put one from hand into soul and drew another card. So we're going to perfect guard here and discarding this grade 1. That's a draw trigger. I didn't like that. All right. So they're discarding to get their extra attack. Do I guard this? Yes. I mean, not guard. Do I take this is what I meant to say. So I didn't guard a single attack. Well, I played the PG. That was it. All right. They have 5 cards in hand. 6 cards in hand to block all my attacks. So we Persona Ride. Go to main phase. We're going to activate Vanguard skill. Energy Blast 4. Gets 10k and triple drive. Going to retire for Franchette. Going to call. We're going to call. Skill plus 5k here. Skill, we're going to discard. So 5k to our front row. And then skill. Energy charge 1. Vanguard skill. Counter blast 1, draw. Oh, I wish I got you earlier. So you have plus 10k and you have plus 10k. 10k because 5k from the cells, 5k from my grade 1. And now we proceed to battle phase. So we're gonna go 38 to Vanguard. All right, so they're taking the first one. I'm going to use skill. We're actually going to return this to hand for extra shield. Then we're going to go with the other rear guard. 43. That's 28. That's 43. That's even. And they're good. Now we're going to use Franchette. We're going to bounce the other Franchette to hand. Then we're going to use Yukia, Soul Blast 1. Return Franchette to hand. Maybe I should have swung with that column first and then not bounce this one, but it is what it is. We're going to swing. Show. We're going to call. She's going to get power plus 15,000. Let's see what they got here. That's a perfect guard. All right, triple drive. 1, 2, power and we heal. And 3. Power and a crit. Jesus. Do they have another PG though? Nope, that's the game. GG. And look how many cards we have. Like, could I have survived another set of attacks? Honestly, with this hand and the fact that we got a heal trigger, most likely. We have, so not counting our over trigger, we have 10, 20, 50, 70. We have 80, 90k in hand, plus another intercept. Crazy. All right, guys, here's another look at the deck. As you guys saw what it did. Even with missing 2 of our searches, we had so much advantage that we were never behind, no matter how big those columns got. Our opponent made the mistake of trying to swing at our rear guards and prevent us from having damage. All that does is prevent us from getting 1 additional plus, whether it be off the grade 2 or off the grade 3 when we discard a card. It does not neuter our offense at all. This deck is silly and it's out now and I want it. Let me know what you guys think of the build. Let me know if you guys have tried it out. Let me know what decks you guys are playing. I don't really know what to change. The only card that I'm not really fond of is this one. But the rest of the deck, I don't think I could find a reason to fault it. But again, let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to check me on social media, those links will be down below. If you guys want to check, watch me play with Vanguard live, I stream usually every Tuesday. My schedule has been a little bit weird because I just started a new job and I'm still getting used to the schedule. So if you guys follow me on Twitter or check out my YouTube channel, I will be posting when I'm going to stream. So keep an eye out for that. But that is it from me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.